Good morning, guys, and welcome to the stage. My name is Cathrine. Today, I want to do a video of what I call the tunnel theory. Now, the tunnel theory is my name for this because that's exactly how I do it. Now, I've done this for a long time. When I have any sort of decision that I am unsure of, major decision in your life that you really need to be careful and mindful what you choose for your highest good, and that will serve you in the future. Look, it doesn't matter whether it's a big decision or a smaller decision. If you are unsure of what will transpire from this is a really effective way to understand and get a feeling for practically what will happen, how you will feel about this decision. So I'm gonna say this first, that very few of my videos are scripted. I channel information, if you will. It comes to me and I get that knowing, that feeling what I need to say. And sometimes I get stuck on my word, and that's okay too. So getting back to the subject, now the tunnel theory is not a thinking process. Now, we have been so programmed and taught to think in depth, overthink about everything. And that has got to do with the control systems of the people who think that they are in charge. It starts from the schooling system. So we're taught to be, don't do anything until you ask. This is what you're being told, this is what it is, and don't question it. And so we are being created as workers and not much else. There's very little room for exploration of the self. Now for some of you that don't know and don't know me, most people don't know me, but I share a lot of myself, so you can get to know me, and I'm willing to communicate, obviously. But I'm an alchemist. I study alchemy, Hermeticism, and all the ancient scriptures, and I decode those as well. So I have a vast understanding of what they are meant to mean from whoever wrote them, because that is different. This is prior to the control system kicking in. So, and I'm also very psychic. I channel. I'm learning to remote view more, but I read energy, and I've done so for a very, very long time. So, my world is, yes, there was a time where I was overthinking a lot. Overthinking because that's what I was taught as well. And so there was a conflict of the thinking. And when I expressed the feeling, it was always pushed down for whatever reason. It wasn't suitable. Stop daydreaming, stop feeling so much, stop showing your emotion. That was this theme and the red thread that went through most of my life. And so that conflict put me in a place of I can't get rid of my feel. I read energy. I know exactly what, I predict stuff as well. And I read things that normal people can't see. And so nobody could take that away. And I know that is my massive connection to the universe. I get downloads every night and every morning when I just wake up, and it's just comes. And why I'm going there is that we've been so excuse me, let me have a coffee. We've been so taught to ignore what we feel and only think about the right hand side, which is the masculine side of our body. I'm just going to touch on that because that's important. Our bodies are, whether you like it or not, whether you're male or female or whatever, our bodies are split, and one of our purposes in life is to join them. The right hand side is ruled by the sun and is masculine. The left hand side is ruled by the moon and incorporates the feminine. So anything, if anyone is familiar with Aleister Crowley, who a lot of people see as satanic, the Thoth Tarot, and everybody's going, oh my God, it's so occult, it's not even funny. So, but what he was actually saying is that he called it sex magic, right? But not as, well, it incorporates human interaction as well, but everything that comes together to create something. We come together to create babies, right? Nature and foliage and fauna and flora, we all do the same. We all come together. It needs to be 2 or 3 things that come together to create something. And so whether you call that sex magic or not, it's creation. To me, it's creation. And love, unconditional love, is the highest vibration that you can have. And that vibration of unconditional love is on the same level as the vibration of money. So if we love and have that high vibration of love, then we attract the same. You get my drift. So back to the tunnel theory. Now the tunnel theory is, I'm just going to outline it. What I do is that I sit, heaven forbid, most people find it very difficult to sit in quiet and do nothing and just focus because there are so many distractions. So I sit quietly and I look at my choices. I look at what it is. If I have 1, 2, 3 choices, I name them. Say, for example, I go for a job, right? I have 3 job offers. The first one is whatever, job 1, job 2, job 3. Now I always include another tunnel because these are all, you imagine them as tunnels that you will eventually walk into and live. And so out of these 3 job offers, I always create and envisage another tunnel, tunnel 4. Well, what is that? I don't have a job offer that's number 4. Well, that is what I haven't thought of yet. What is that? What is that? What can I do with that? It's open for your creativity. So how I usually do this is that I sit, no distractions. And I'm going to say clear your head from thought, but it's very difficult for a lot of people to clear your head completely, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes it doesn't work for me either. But what you will have to do is to detach from the thoughts that come. So you take a step back from your thinking, right? And so you take the role of an observer and you just watch. And if you say, I'm not going to think of anything, I'm going to clear my head, I'm not going to think of anything, you watch. There's like 10,000 thoughts that come flying into your mind about whatever, cooking dinner, what am I going to do next? Did I finish my project? Do I have to go shopping? So, don't worry about it. Don't stress over it. Just don't attach any emotion, any feeling, any thought. Don't attach any thought to those thoughts that come in. Right? There's a difference. So if I have a thought, I had a thought yesterday. I have run out of bananas, right? And so that came into my head. And I attached to that because I need bananas, right? I live on bananas. And so I attached to that thought, and I then planned to go and get bananas. If I hadn't attached myself to that thought, and this thought came through, and instead of bananas, it was pizza. I don't need pizza, right? And so if I need pizza, no, I don't. What is that? Why is that coming into my head? I just let it float through. And I didn't attach any thought. I didn't attach any emotion. I didn't attach any energy. And so therefore, we don't manifest. If anything that you attach thought, emotion, and energy to, you will manifest. That's how simple that is. And so whatever thoughts come, just observe and don't allow yourself, that's where you can make a change. Don't allow yourself to attach to the thought. Therefore, your mind is free. And so how that feels, it feels like space in your head. And so how I like to do it is close your eyes, and I'm going to do this. Close your eyes and push the energy inside your body upwards. You will feel a pressure in your head, a slight pressure. When you feel that pressure, you expand that pressure to make it fill and hit the temples on the inside of your head. So bring up the energy, expand it by, it's like a push, a slight gentle push. So bring up the energy, push, and then you will feel pressure here on your third eye. You will feel pressure on your inside of your temples, and you will feel pressure in your crown chakra. Try and keep that for as long as you can. Your mind will be opened. Then once you've stabilized that feeling, and it's not a thinking, don't think, it's a feeling. And what each tunnel will make you do is to feel your choice, feel your future, feel it, not think it. Because if you think it, it's your ego and your conscious mind that will interfere and starts to think rationally. That is not what you want. You need, and I'm going to say this, you need the soul to come out and come forth to give you, because your soul is always wanting the best for you. The ego just trying to protect you from that saber-toothed tiger that's going to kill you in the future, right? And it's not necessary. We're not in danger, yeah? So he can go to sleep somewhere for a minute. But we want to bring forth the soul, and we all have one. Regardless of everybody wants to tell you that you don't. And that is the connection to the universe, to God, to Buddha, to Allah, to Jesus, to whatever you want to call it, because it's all the same. Bring that feeling, maintain it for as long as you can. And then envisage yourself. This is where it becomes a little bit of remote viewing. Envisage yourself going into that tunnel. And if you feel it strongly, you can look back at yourself and see you still sitting there and see yourself from the correct angle. But if you at any point start to turn and you start to lose it, don't go further, just go back into the tunnel. It's very interesting because sometimes I have difficulty looking at myself, because you have to split that energy, right? But it happens more and more. So when you go into that first tunnel, job one tunnel, what is that? What is the job offer? Who are the people? What will I be doing? Imagine yourself going to work. Get up, get dressed, have a shower, get dressed, do what you got to do. Drive or walk that distance that it will take you to get to that job location in whatever weather that may be, because that makes a difference too. Go to work, feel the energy of the job, feel what you're doing, feel the energy of the people that you've met so far, feel about the interaction, because you can feel these things. And I've done that on a few clients and it works. It's amazing, even if you're not psychic, right? Don't worry about it. It works. Go through that whole day, right? Go to lunch. It's only going to take a couple of minutes, right? Because your mind works. And then once you've finished, you go home, you drive home the same distance, you walk home, you whatever, you take a tram or a train or a bus. You get home, and how do you feel? How do you feel about your day? Then come out. Go back into your body. And then go down job number 2. What is that? I don't know what that is. That's whatever you have, or whatever choice that is in front of you. Go down, same thing, repeat. Once you've done job or tunnel 2, come out, come back into your body, center yourself. Center. If you feel mixed, don't think about what you've just experienced. Don't think about it. Feel and recenter yourself and clear your mind. Tunnel 3. Same. Repeat it. Now, come out, go back into your body, center, and sit. And just hover for a minute and think, and feel, because you have to do a little bit of thinking here. What is it that I haven't thought of? What is that? Depending on your skills, I'm talking job now. Depending on your skills, what skills have I got that I can use to serve others, and in turn serve myself? Can I do something completely different? Am I in a position to do something completely different? And I'm going to say this, we all are. Whether you believe that or not, what it takes is focus, drive, and want to do something different. It's like I used to play piano and guitar in school. I used to have lessons. And did I really want to do that? No, not really. But what did I want to do? Was sing. I also do vocal training every day. And that serves me when I do this, because I can speak clearly most of the time. And so once you formulate a thought, because nothing happens without a thought. And from a thought, we drag that down from the ether and manifest it. And so once you've taken a thought, then distance yourself from all other thoughts. Feel the energy of that thought. Then go down tunnel 4. and feel what that is. What is that? Did I just manifest my own online business? Did I just manifest my whatever, my dairy farm, right? It can be anything. It can be absolutely anything. Did I manifest my photography business? Do I want to do weddings? Can I do weddings? Of course you can, if that's what you want to do. You may not have the skills yet, but if you want it, then you can. You may have to stick to job 1 or 2 or 3, or the one that you already have, whilst working on this. But you need to feel. You need to feel. I can't express this enough. You need to feel it. And distance yourself from the thinking, because the thinking is the ego. The thinking is the conscious mind kicking in and going, oh, that's not rational. Oh my God, how are you going to do that? You'll fail, right? The conscious mind was created for you to save you, right? From a lot of things. And if you have a look at it, it's there. It was originally there to save you from being eaten or being killed in some way. It's a survival mechanism. And so the conscious mind will try and always keep you in your comfort zone. I'm going to say that. And so whatever the conscious mind trickles down into the subconscious mind goes, oh, well, we'll just do that then. Whatever. I'm just following orders here. So get rid of the thinking for a minute and allow the subconscious mind and the soul to come forth and give you what the soul wants you to do, because that is your life path. Once you've done this, just hang out, just sit and feel the choices 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which one? You already know what you feel from each of those, right? I've done this and I've come out of this and going, oh, job 1, no way, there's no way that I would do that, right? For whatever reason. And you have, you know what, job 2 and 3 are very similar. But once you feel it more, you start to say, well, job 2, I've got to drive, 45 minutes. How do I feel about that? That's all right on a sunny day. But if it's pouring down with rain, and how do I feel about that? And the other job is so close, but how do I feel about the actual job? Now this can be relationships, right? You might have 3 offers of love. Which one resonates with you? Which one resonates with your soul? I'm going to leave it there. And I thank you so much for joining me. And take a minute or 3 or 10 and do this with any choice that you have in front of you and you're unsure of, or just do it as an exercise. Create choices that you think that you need to make and see how it works, and learn how to feel and allow the soul to come forward. I thank you so much for joining me, and Just a little bit of a self plug. I do one-on-one sessions if you want more insight. And you can also ask me a lot of questions. My email address and my TikTok and Instagram account is in the description box below. And yeah, leave me a comment and let me know how you went, because it's really interesting. So I'm going to leave it here until next time. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.